When I first brought the Push 3 controller, I originally brought it as the controller version for a couple of reasons. One, save a bit of money. It's very expensive, the standalone version, and I wasn't sure that the Push 3 would be worth all the upgrades, so I thought it was a wise choice to kind of try before you buy, get the controller version. Then also Ableton amazingly announced they would release an upgrade kit, so if you got jealous of everyone with their standalone pushes, you could always buy the kit. Did that myself, upgraded it, and now I have a standalone version of the Push. Now, ultimately, what I'm trying to do in this video is let you know if that was the right move. Did I make a mistake? Was it worth it? Should I have stuck with the controller version? Or is it life-changing having a standalone version? So let's jump into it. First thing may seem like a really small, little insignificant thing, but I think it has a big impact, which is the weight. Now, this thing is heavy. With that battery and processor, it adds so much more weight, which impacts its portability. Like me, probably stayed in the studio, centerpiece, did all your Ableton stuff, never really thought about transporting it around too much. Then when you get the standalone version, like me, you probably get all these ideas of all the creative possibilities where you can make, I don't know, beats in a field, you can make beats on the tube. But with the size, for one, it doesn't even fit in my bag. So I have to get a new bag, and it's very heavy. So it is great for, taking it to a place, and then once you're at a place, unpacking it. But making beats on the go, the weight and the size may impact that. Okay, so it's something to think about when you are thinking about, buying a standalone version. If you're romanticizing all these places you can make beats away from the computer and studio, those two things may get overlooked initially. Then when you buy the unit, go, oh yeah, it's quite big, isn't it? And very heavy. Also, I've done a video, which you can check out here, where I compare Ableton's Note app against the Push 3 and look at the workflow similarities and differences. If you're really looking for something that's portable on the go, it's maybe worth checking out. It's only £6. And if you really like it, then you could upgrade to this at a later date. Now, the other thing is the lack of features. At present, there are some key features that we love in Ableton Live that are missing on the Push 3 standalone. The biggest two I can think of is the ability to view arrangement view. Now, we can store an arrangement in here. You can then transport your file into Live and then view the arrangement. But not having that on a screen up here and being able to edit it is a bit annoying. Feels like this is a feature that should be in a unit that's worth nearly £2,000. I think it's a feature they will develop, but at present it's not there. Also, one of the great things about this is all the connections on the back and the ability to be able to send CV out of the back to your modular and get it back in all over standalone. Fantastic. Now, one of the amazing features of the CV tools is the instrument, which is where you can basically turn the Ableton sequencer in note mode into a CV modular controller. Fantastic. But you cannot calibrate it, which can put all your modular stuff out of tune. You can do it in Live and then transport the file across, but the point of the standalone is you want to be away from the computer, right? But like I said, I think Ableton are in it for the long haul with this controller, and it will develop and it will become a lot more deeper and a lot more like Ableton Live. But at present, it's limited in comparison to Live. So next point is the portability. Now, we've talked about the size and weight and how that impacts the portability of this controller, and it may affect your kind of beat making on the go. But what I want you to think about with this, or to consider, is do you need that portability? Now, that's a question you need to ask yourself. Is this going to be a controller that sits as the centerpiece in your studio and it doesn't really come out of the studio? Those are the sort of things you need to ask yourself. If it's just going to be the centerpiece at your studio, absolutely get the controller version. There's no need for the standalone version. Save yourself £1,000. If you are into the portability and this is going to be going from studio to maybe a writing room to home, standalone is the one. Even the fact it's got a battery, turn it on, you don't have to plug it in, just put your headphones in, make a few ideas, take it to the studio, transfer it to Live and expand upon it. For me, this workflow is a game changer. Yeah, if you've made it this far, you've probably figured out that I am sold on the standalone version. It is great. Now, if I was to do this all over again, I would definitely do the way I did it. That way, I now feel 100% sure that the standalone version is for me. Having got the controller version and tried all the new features and seeing what a massive upgrade it was from the Push 2, I instantly fell in love with all this stuff. And then when I got the kit and upgraded, it was like, great, I've got all this stuff, but not connected to a computer. This is fantastic. So then I didn't feel like I had wasted my money or I should have got the controller version. I'd pretty much gone through the process. So if you do decide to buy an Ableton Push 3 controller, whether you get standalone or the controller version, check out this video. It'll help you get up and running really quickly. Then if you want to dive deeper, why not check out my Ableton Push 3 course? Here's the trailer for it. Also, the link is in the description if you want to check it out.